Opposites attract. It's a popular saying which refers to people who are very different from each other but are attracted to one another. It's a trope that applies not only to romantic relationships but to friendships too, like this duo from Link Click. The main characters of this series are polar opposites. It's even clearly portrayed in their color schemes: black and white, darkness and light, night and day, and so on. This guy usually represents those on the left side. He is the main protagonist of the show, and his name is Cheng Xiaoshi, which can be abbreviated as CXS. At first impression, he doesn't appear to be the type to be on the dark or negative side because of his bright and friendly personality. He's a highly empathetic extrovert with a savior complex. His impulsive and reckless actions get him into trouble sometimes, but he is capable of defending himself in combat. Behind that cheerful smile though, there's actually a deep longing and sadness in him. He oftentimes feels trapped in the darkness, all alone. Well, not until a ray of hope showed up in front of him like a miracle one day. Now this guy usually represents those on the right side. He is called Lu Guang, which can be abbreviated as LG. Lu Guang has the aura of the cool and reserved type. It may seem strange that he represents the light side when he appears cold and unfeeling. Not to mention, this guy is shrouded in mystery. He hides so many secrets that it's making him seem very suspicious. But despite that, this introvert serves as the voice of reason to a certain someone who often acts before he thinks. He is indeed like a light as he leads and directs his partner to the right path. He is no doubt a positive influence to Cheng Xiaoshi. Although they represent opposite sides, they complement each other. They make up for whatever the other lacks. It's like they complete each other. So, if one of them is on his own, it's like his other half is missing. They no longer feel complete without the other, ever since they became very close friends. Although these two friends have personalities that contrast each other in so many ways, they actually have many things in common as well, and one of them is their love for basketball. Cheng Xiaoshi is not only very athletic, but he really has exceptional talent in basketball. We haven't seen Lu Guang play yet, but since Cheng Xiaoshi trusted him enough to pass the ball to him, I think it should be safe to assume that Lu Guang is pretty athletic too. Believe it or not, both of them are actually intelligent. Lu Guang, I suppose, is more knowledgeable since he's the studious type, but Cheng Xiaoshi has pretty amazing analytical skills too. The Link Click series director himself had said that Cheng Xiaoshi is one of those geniuses that can get things done even if they just play around most of the time. Speaking of playing around, he really loves playing games. Lu Guang plays too, and it seems that everyone in the gang does. Cheng Xiaoshi seems to be the most addicted though. But both of them are sore losers. Cheng Xiaoshi tends to blame the device's specs when he gets defeated. Lu Guang's excuse, on the other hand, is can be pretty lame. Cheng Xiaoshi is the mischievous type. He likes goofing around and teasing others. And of course, Lu Guang is no exception to his victims. Cheng Xiaoshi does it intentionally, like he acknowledges that he's being childish. But to his surprise, Lu Guang can actually be more childish than him. Anyway, with such similarities and common interests, it's natural for them to get along very well. After school life, they're not simply classmates or playmates or friends anymore, but they've also become business partners. They both run the Time Photo Studio, but they're not the boss of one another since they have equal authority and responsibilities to the place. In regards to their roles or tasks, It seems that Cheng Xiaoshi is the one in charge of developing the negatives, while Lu Guang handles most of the cleaning. Of course, they are also business partners on their other job, which is like a detective agency that grants client requests but using time travel. Lu Guang's role is to do preliminary investigation before Cheng Xiaoshi steps into the field. Their time travel missions would have been more difficult to accomplish without Cheng Xiaoshi diving into action and Lu Guang assisting him. In regards to how they do their job, since one of them commands while the other follows orders, it may appear like there's someone dominant and someone submissive in their relationship. But I don't think Cheng Xiaoshi is being like a pushover. Even if he didn't promise Lu Guang that he will do whatever Lu Guang tells him to, he will still obey. I think Cheng Xiaoshi is just naturally obedient. Well, most of the time at least. This shows how much he trusts Lu Guang, that he's willing to follow wherever Lu Guang leads him to. Moreover, I believe Cheng Xiaoshi is aware that he tends to act on his emotions before thinking things over. So he needs someone to keep him out of trouble. And that is Lu Guang's role. However, on both jobs, I think it's actually possible for Cheng Xiaoshi to manage everything himself. He can find the time to clean his equipment if there are no customers anyway. Then for the time travel cases, he can just dive into the photo immediately, and then he can look for the opportunities he needs himself. Besides, he is the one who started the debt for staying at his parents' place, so it's expected of him to shoulder everything. But if Cheng Xiaoshi manages everything on his own, he can only rely on himself for all his needs. And it can be pretty exhausting, right? Fortunately for him, he met someone who shares not only his workload, but even on finances and many other things. I think these business partners divide their earnings equally. Or perhaps they don't necessarily divide it in half anymore since they share living expenses anyway. Remember when Lu Guang pointed out that they might go hungry if Cheng Xiaoshi doesn't endure their limited budget for a while? I don't think he would have even needed to worry about food, for himself at least, if he had separate savings anyway. Another thing that they share is, well, the place where they live. They even share the same room. And although it's a bunk bed, it's technically the same bed, right? Yes, they're pretty much like family or a married couple. And like other family members or married couples, they experienced having arguments too. It may have been something hard to believe given how close they are, but it's actually common even between people who are very affectionate towards each other. Thankfully, their serious disagreements had not caused them to completely fall apart. Forgiveness didn't take long either. Things can get resolved a bit faster when a third party, who also cares for both of them, makes them reconcile. Xiaoling, or QL, acts as the duo's big sister. They make a wonderful and wholesome trio, and I would love to talk about their relationship. However, I need to hold back and share that in another video instead, or else I might never finish this one. So, just subscribe to be notified once it's ready. Anyway, we know that Cheng Xiaoshi can't leave the studio due to his circumstances. But Lu Guang could have had a different lifestyle, right? Well, with his brains, Lu Guang should be able to apply to other jobs that is more profitable. I wouldn't even be surprised if he came from a rich family. But he chose to be with Cheng Xiaoshi than having a more convenient lifestyle. But you know, although Lu Guang's choice might be natural between romantic partners, it's actually something normal between family members too, and even with close friends actually. Of course, the shippers will see it as something romantic. The fan service and the undeniable bromance make it even easier for their relationship to be seen that way. But I think classifying their relationship as romantic feels like an understatement. They're not lovers. They're more than that. Either way, it's like they're destined to be together. They are also pretty much inseparable. Or are they? Let's talk about that in another video. After all, this video only focuses on the first season. I'm pretty sure I even missed something. But in a nutshell, although Cheng Xiaoshi and Lu Guang appear strikingly different from one another, they share many things in common as well. So even if they say opposites attract, like meets like too. These two are more than just friends. They are the best of friends. They're not just business partners, as they are partners in their everyday lives too. They treat each other like family, but their bond is thicker than blood. Their chemistry is really off the charts. So, if you had enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you click the like button. It boosts up my growing passion for Link Click. It would also be wonderful if you share your thoughts about the pair's relationship. I know there are many other stuff about their relationship in Season 1, and there's even more in Season 2 and other medium. Anyway, thanks so much for watching and hope to see you again. Take care!